Good morning, everybody. It's time to make some cinnamon buns. First, I got to put in a couple tablespoons of yeast. Then I got to go over to the warm water. I put 2 cups of warm water. Okay, here's my cup. Okay, wait, put it back on here. And then I gotta put some salt. Oh, I gotta put a tablespoon of salt in there. Egg. And I need a half a cup of oil. Gotta add a little flour and then let it mix really well.
How much flour are you adding?
2 cups.
Jeez.
That's our fur baby. Now I add half a cup of sugar. Meantime, we scoop some butter in there and then we start rubbing all over the pans because they're going to need them later.
And you use like a cake pan?
Yes.
Not a cookie sheet or anything?
No. Brown sugar on the bottom. And also I've already preheated my oven for the dough when the dough is ready.
Sorry, I was supposed to pass you a cup for the brown sugar and I haven't yet.
Okay. Thank you, dear.
Geez.
Now, you sprinkle a few nuts on the just bottom here.
That's if you like nuts, right?
That's if you like nuts.
Some people don't like nuts.
Some people like raisins, I don't. Now it's time to put the flour into the mixture. And you gotta put enough flour in there until it starts separating from the bowl. And this takes a while. Time to change to the hook because
you want it kneaded more, right?
Yeah, you want it kneaded more. Get all this stuff out this. Okay, now I've put the hook on and we continue kneading because it'll still be quite wet, so we gotta add more flour. There, you can see it starting to pull away, but yet you can see a little bit of wet stuff in there yet, so you gotta put a little more flour in there yet. Now it's time to get it separated here, and we're gonna put it in a greased bowl.
Oh wow, so it's fairly sticky still, hey?
Yeah.
As you can tell, I don't make cinnamon buns, so I don't have a clue what's going on here.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Ah, there we go.
And then you just put some oil in your metal bowl?
Yes.
Why do you use a metal bowl, John?
That's because when you're putting it in to warm it up in the oven, you don't have to worry about it melting.
Oh, you put your dough in the oven?
Yes, and raise it for an hour.
At what temperature?
200.
And do you leave it on 200?
No, I just get it all up to temperature.
So you preheat it to 200.
Preheat to 200.
Okay.
And then I put the towel over my bowl, clean towel.
Do you flip your dough at all so it's covered by oil or not? Oh,
No.
okay. Interesting. So you put a clean towel over top.
And then we stick her in. Once I've got it in, I shut it off. Well, it's time. I brought this out of the rising place there in the oven. And it's time to do this.
And it rose for an hour, right?
Yes, it rose for an hour. They always say you gotta knead it a little bit. There we go. That there. Should I get my little bit of a flour wipe so it won't be. And just to start rolling. This is always quite a process. Okay, now I can start rubbing some butter on it. Now we start putting some brown sugar on. I wind up using the spreader to spread it out quite a bit, so if it looks like a lot,
It does look like a lot.
Now we start sprinkling cinnamon.
Do you put any cinnamon on top of your butter and nuts that you put in those pans?
I do a little bit. I haven't done it yet,
Okay.
but I'm going to do it right now.
Or if you don't want nuts, you don't have to use nuts here either.
Yeah, you
right?
don't have to. It's
Now
just,
you're using walnuts,
I usually use pecans.
pecans, yeah.
I kind of prefer pecans, but these are good too.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be a heck of a pile on there, but just enough to give it a little bit of crunch. And now we start rolling it up. And now I'm just pinching the edges together, sort of seal it a little bit. I'll put it over there. Now we've got the pans done, and they got to go and rise for 1 more hour, so I'll put a tea towel on top again and shove it in the oven.
And your oven is preheated to 200 degrees, you said?
Yes,
And then as soon as you put it in, you just shut it off?
as soon as it's up to 200, yeah. If it isn't up there, then I just wait until it gets up to 200. I just took them out of my oven that I raised them in, and I've got the other oven set at 350, so they're going to go in and bake for 22 minutes. There we go. Cooked for 22 minutes. I've already flipped one pan, and now I'm doing the second pan. And voila, they're finished.
Can you just break one apart so they can just see how it's gooey-ish? See all the gooey, the gooey sticky stuff, sticky. Again, John's just showing you how nice and soft the bread dough is, and it's super gooey.
That it is. Oh, a little bit here, they're so soft. Lots of goo on it. Oh.